New Afghan, who dis? Hey, it's cassette story time. Complete with new Afghan. Look at that thing. That's my all-time favorite Afghan, by the way. Couldn't wait to hang it up. Just had to, find it. Our upstairs storage is not exactly user-friendly. It's kind of my fault. Now it is. Unless you really want to find something. Because it's crammed in there like Tetris. So, there's that. Anyway, let's talk about some cassettes again today. And I got a couple doozies this week, including the first ever heavy metal album to hit #1 on the Billboard 200. No, it's not the album you think. Much like Vanilla Ice was the first rap album too. It was Skid Row with their second album, Slave to the Grind. Yep. Yeah, it debuted at #1. Now, history, as far as Skid Row history goes, this album is not typically remembered as fondly as their debut, which produced the hits Youth Gone Wild, 18 in Life, and I Remember You. All big chart hits. This album did not produce hits, but it did show that the band was not their debut. There's that whole story of John Bon Jovi discovering Cinderella and Skid Row and helping them out along the way. Well, Cinderella kind of, kept, whoa, hey, there's a, I was wondering, trying to recline my chair earlier and it didn't work, and it started working all of a sudden. We'll leave that in. Anyway, yeah, so, well, Cinderella kept doing their thing, which was kind of what, Bon Jovi discovered. These guys wanted to do something a little different on their second album when they had some clout, and they burned it up on this one, that's for sure. This was quite a shock to a lot of Skid Row fans of the first album. A lot of them in a good way, and a lot of them in a shocking way, because this is a lot heavier. They have been lampooned, I guess, for going metal. Like, how dare they? But this is the kind of album they wanted to do in the first place. I mean, Pantera released a bunch of cheesy. Why is it hot in my bedroom? I'm sweaty. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, it was they could get heavier, but I guess Skid Row wasn't allowed. I don't know. But then again, hardly anybody knew about Pantera's early days. So I bring that up because Pantera was on their Cowboys from Hell supporting that album when they opened for Skid Row on their Slave to the Grind tour. And I could have gone to see that, but a friend of mine thought I was busy, so he didn't call because he had an extra ding ticket. Because seeing Skid Row and Pantera in concert. I don't hold a grudge, though. I mean, how was he supposed to know? I mean, at the time I was dating a girl, and I wasn't when the concert happened, but he didn't know that, so we didn't talk that. This is before internet. This is the early 90s, people. There's no AOL, MSN, Yahoo Messenger business. There's just landlines. Landlines. That was it. So that's all there was. And, it's just they didn't call each other that often, really. Anyway, yeah, Skid Row, Slave to the Grind. Now, this is the parental advisory one. There are 2 versions of this album you can buy. Now, for the stores that would allow the parental advisory, they sold a version with track 6, a song called Get the F Out, rhymes with duck. Now, for stores like your Walmarts, your Kmarts, in my case, your Alcos and your Pomidas, they sold a separate album where track 6 was a different song called Beggar's Day. So that's how you can tell where the original was bought, if the case has been swapped out. This one still has the original parental advisory case. Originally I had the Beggar's Day. I got this one real cheap somewhere, so I could have a completist who could have the Get the F Out. I actually like the song Beggar's Day better. I'm in a minority there among Skid Row fans. I know a lot of them prefer Get the F Out, but I actually like the song Beggar's Day, which lyrically it's not a pleasant song, but I like the music of it, I guess, better than Get the F Out. There's some other good songs on here. Wasted Time, I mean, in a couple of years prior, that could have been a huge song for them. Living in a Chain Gang, Riot Act, I mean, every track on this is a solid album if you're into really hard hair metal bands. I mean, not all of them were got that hard, but yeah, these guys saw there was a sea change coming and they tried to get out in front of it with this album. And I did. It sold. It's debuted at #1. It sold very well, but like I said, not many radio hits on it. So let's take a look. That is the original case. Warner Atlantic symbol there. I don't remember how that got broken. That might have been why it was so cheap. Oh yeah, and it's got the punch out there. You can see why that the little punch out there. That's what they do when they're clearancing them out. Yeah, you got your artwork. That was actually a painting was done by Sebastian Bach's father. You got your lyrics, all your lyrics there. The thank yous and all that nonsense. Not nonsense, but you know. Got your, it's Atlantic, so there's screws in the back. They're basically clear with the little gray thing there. So, is this artifact of the early 90s still cassette? Oh, you got leader tape. I'm always surprised when I find one of these actually rewound like you're supposed to do. Oh, yes. I'm messing with the tone. I'm doing the tone again. There we go. This was the first single. It's called Monkey Business. I'm going to let it play a little longer. Hopefully I don't get copyright claimed. Otherwise I'll try to re-edit this. I don't have commercials anyway, so I don't care. I just don't want the video taken down. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, not exactly 18 in life, is it? But I dug it. So yeah, Skid Row. Like they say in their song, you can't be king of the world if you're a slave to the grind. And that is another grind of Cassette Story. So we'll eject till Sunday.